It was supposed to be an ordinary night in a quiet town, but by morning, a man would be found dead inside a locked room. No broken windows, no signs of struggle, and somehow the killer vanished without a trace. This is the mysterious story of the Riverside apartment murder. In 2018, the small town of Riverside was known for one thing: peace. People didn't lock their doors. Crime was almost non-existent. One of the residents was Daniel Carter, a 42-year-old software engineer who lived alone in apartment 304. Daniel was known as a quiet man. He worked from home, rarely attended social events, and most neighbors described him as polite but distant. But everything changed on the morning of October 12th. At around 9:30 a.m., Daniel's coworker tried calling him several times. Daniel never missed meetings, but that day he didn't answer. Concerned, the building manager was contacted. When the manager knocked on Daniel's door, there was no response. But something strange stood out. The door was locked from the inside. Eventually, the police were called. When officers forced the door open, they found Daniel lying on the floor of the living room. He was dead. The first thing investigators noticed was something disturbing. There were no signs of forced entry. The windows were locked. The door had been locked from the inside. And yet, Daniel had clearly been murdered. The medical examiner later confirmed he died from a single stab wound, but the weapon was nowhere to be found, which raised one terrifying question. How did the killer escape? While searching the apartment, detectives found something unusual. Daniel's laptop was open on his desk. The last thing he had searched online was, "Someone is watching my apartment. What should I do?" The search had been made only 30 minutes before his death. That meant Daniel knew something was wrong. But what scared him? Later that evening, a neighbor from apartment 305 came forward. She said that around midnight she heard footsteps in the hallway. At first she thought it was normal, but then she heard something else, someone whispering. The strange part, the whisper didn't sound like Daniel's voice. The apartment building had one camera near the main entrance. When police checked the footage, they noticed something chilling. No one entered or exited the building during the time Daniel was murdered. Not a single person, which meant one thing: the killer was already inside. Weeks later, investigators discovered a hidden crawl space behind Daniel's bathroom. Inside, they found blankets, empty food containers, and a flashlight. Someone had been secretly living inside of Daniel's apartment, watching him, listening to him, waiting. But the most disturbing part, whoever had been hiding there was gone. And to this day, the killer has never been found. Some believe the murderer escaped through a maintenance tunnel beneath the building. Others believe the killer might still be out there watching someone else. Because sometimes the most terrifying crimes aren't the ones we can explain. They're the ones that remain a mystery.